This is Prime Crime Network.
Viewers may find the following video disturbing. Viewer discretion is advised.
Prime Crime Network.
Exclusive.
These two suspects are facing first-degree murder charges, and that charge does not allow for a suspect with that charge to get a bond. That's because of the nature of that crime. Taj Matthews and Maurice Holmes. Both Matthews and Holmes were stopped by police on two separate occasions. The first time was hours after the incident during a routine traffic stop. The second was when they were arrested a day later for their alleged connection to the crime. When questioned about why the duo targeted 66-year-old Lawrence Hare, the detective revealed Matthews said they wanted to, quote, kill a white person, end quote. The detective also stated there were no projectile or bullet casings found on the scene, but did say that Matthews, who appeared to be the driver of the car seen in surveillance video that police did obtain, confessed to stashing the gun in the attic at his home, which police were able to recover. They also obtained a search warrant for where Holmes was living, but nothing turned up there. They say they have not gotten the test back for DNA evidence on that gun. Now, on the flip side, defense attorneys questioned the clarity of the surveillance video police gathered, the timeline and the level of planning that goes into a first-degree murder charge. They also questioned the credibility of witnesses the detective cited in his statement, since the detective did say at least one person said they thought they heard two gunshots instead of one. The detective did confirm that Hare was shot one time in his back that went out through the front of his body. Now, those first-degree murder charges will stand for both of these suspects in this case. As of right now, the defense team does tell us that they will be going back to the drawing board, reviewing all the facts of this case and seeing if they could come back and get another bond status hearing to lower that charge for their clients.
First tonight, a
Prime Crime Network.
exclusive.
My name is Nessa. I love Bruno Mars.
Nuh-uh.
Yes, you do.
It's hard to imagine this playful banter between father and daughter would end in tragedy. Investigators say 13-year-old Janessa Shannon was killed by her own dad, Nashawn Shannon.
Mr. Shannon's here present in custody. Good afternoon.
Nearly 6 years later, Shannon is going to trial for his daughter's murder. But before that happens, both sides want to keep the jury from hearing certain evidence. For instance, court documents show the teenager was sexually active. Based on evidence found on her cell phone, the state wants it out. Prosecutors also want to show that Shannon molested Janessa and her younger sister. The defense is fighting it.
I'm going to submit an unopposed order to get DCF records.
Okay.
Janessa went missing in July of 2017 after she was sent to stay with her father for misbehaving. The next day, Shannon says he woke up and his daughter was gone. He told officials she ran away. The community came together to search for the 13-year-old, but soon her body was discovered in a nature preserve. Documents show a shovel found in Shannon's garage matched the soil at the crime scene, and screws found near her body matched the ones he had purchased, placing Shannon at the crime scene. It's a reoccurring nightmare for Janessa's mother.
Something that I have to relive every single day, something that I think about in my head, what he did to her, what she had to go through.
A judge will soon decide what evidence the jury will get to hear.
Prime Crime Network.
Exclusive.
Police telling us that they now have a suspect in custody. They believe that the woman was pulling up in a white car and attacking innocent people with a metal baseball bat. Now, they believe she is behind at least 6 separate attacks on the northwest side involving at least 9 victims. Shannon Condon, who was working from home, captured part of an attack on video, the woman beating 2 women walking with a baby. This happened yesterday near Mozart and Sunnyside in the Ravenswood Manor neighborhood.
She was probably, hitting the baseball bat for, 10 seconds before I came out. So it was very quick, and we called the police right afterwards. It was just shocking and scary. Thank God that they didn't hit the baby, but it was 2 sisters, a mom and I guess an aunt of the baby who, were hit with a metal bat. So it was very just shocking to watch.
First tonight, a
Prime Crime Network.
exclusive.
35-year-old Christopher Alsop sits in the Cross County Jail awaiting his arraignment on 8 counts of rape. According to Cross County Sheriff David West, Alsop was arrested Monday night at the Federal Correctional Complex, Forest City Medium Prison, where he is employed. Sheriff West giving very few details about the charges against Alsop, but saying the crimes allegedly involve an underage female and occurred this year. I went by the Cross County address given for Alsop to see if anyone would comment, but the only reaction came from this dog, clearly not eager to allow me closer to the house. According to Sheriff West, investigators with a search warrant did remove evidence from Alsop's home, but he would not elaborate on what investigators found.
He got 8 counts, man. Yes.
In Forest City, Kim McLaren found the accusations very concerning, especially when they involve a man who works in the federal prison system.
Because I used to go there and see my nephew, over in the federal penitentiary, and I used to see him all the time, but I didn't figure nothing like that going on with him or nothing like that. But I mean, it's wrong.
Sheriff West saying the investigation is ongoing and more charges could be coming.
The city releasing the officer's police photo about 2 hours ago, also officially determining her death as in the line of duty. A 3-year veteran of the department assigned to the 5th District on 111th. Now, she was on track to receive her master's from Loyola University later this week. SWAT teams were seen last night at 76 and Bishop after a man barricaded himself inside a home there. Sources telling Fox 32 he's among the persons of interest being questioned in this case. 24-year-old Ariana Preston was killed right in front of her own home overnight Saturday after just getting off of work, according to police. Multiple sources saying it was a robbery attempt. After police arrived on scene, Preston was laying in the ground. A fellow officer, in fact, transported her body to UFC, where she was pronounced dead. We spoke to Preston's neighbors, who say the immediate area is normally quiet of violent crime.
My son, he said he's seen her quite a few times. He's like, oh, we got a police in the neighborhood. That's good to know. But
just to see it on the news and hear about it, does it break your heart?
Break my heart. I was walking my dog and people, come and hug and crying. And it's just sad. It's really sad that she, like you said, she's going to graduate with her master's. And I just couldn't imagine, my daughter got her master's a couple of years ago, and how proud I was for somebody not to even make it.
Yeah, now no official word just yet from police on charges in this case.
Thank you for watching Prime Crime Network, your source for urban and suburban and around the world news. Hit the subscribe, like, and the notification bell. And check us out on primecrimenetwork.com.